What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Final Whistle Sweet 16 edition, March Madness edition. I'm Matt Cadell. We got Chris James, Final Whistle Dan, Justin Rowland, and as you see, all the Bama fans, a basketball legend out of Pritchard Blunt High School.
The legend himself.
The legend, Gatorade Player of the Year, Kennedy Winston, everybody.
What's going on?
How y'all doing today, man?
Doing good.
Hey,
We always good.
This man was the Gatorade Player of the Year. I was just lucky to get Gatorade.
They said you hadn't earned nothing.
Bring me Gatorade. Let them bring you Gatorade Player of the Year.
Yeah, Kennedy, we'll start with you, man. March Madness, man. How you feeling about the Tide, and what are your overall thoughts about the tournament so far?
It's been exciting watching. Been a lot of upsets. You got to expect that in March. That's gonna happen. One game situation, anything can happen. Feeling real good about our Tide though, man. We got a couple big teams got knocked out already early, so
yeah,
I think the path set for us. We just gotta come play ball here tonight.
I know. I agree. I just got a question. I know Quinerly stepped up, and obviously Brandon Miller. Who do you think is going to need to really step up? Kind of when things, maybe the team's on a run or whatnot, or who you think could be kind of that X factor for us? Me personally, I thought it was Pringle. He played good the first game. And what are your thoughts? I just want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be like one guy mainly. I think you're gonna have to be collectively. If you can get your your average games out of Miller and Quinerly, and Bediako keep playing how he playing.
Right.
He's been playing really, really huge. And we can just continue to get production out of the bench, and the guys coming in, and they're giving it anything positive. This what depth come in at on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out the bench in the tournament, if you can get some great production from that, then you can go a long way.
What I really enjoy is watching the rise of Bediako. Great difference between last year and this year. And Erwin Dudley gave his thoughts on his progression. I definitely want to hear what you got to say, but he's been just an integral part of the success of our team, especially down the later part of our schedule. And now in the tournament yesterday, when shooting just wasn't something we were doing well, he was really a difference maker until we started heating up. Of course, Brandon Miller was doing his thing, and how amazingly was he at 80% on a bad groin. But no one had an answer for Bediako. He was playing outstanding defense, blocking shots, just looked like Shaq. And I don't just mean at the free throw line, which he does look like Shaq at the free throw line. But he just has such a suffocating and dominating presence down low. And you look at Maryland, and of course, the previous team just had no answer for him. Kennedy, how important is he going forward now that we're kind of getting to the meat and potatoes of the tournament? And how impressed have you been with his development?
I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Oats and the staff for really developing him. This goes back to last year when there was times where, per se, he wasn't looking so well, and Coach Oats rolled it out with him and let him. That's how you let young players grow. That's how you let them develop. You let them stay in the heat of the moments, and now it's paying off. You can tell he's a lot more comfortable. He's very confident now in himself. You can even throw it to him. Last year he really just was a finisher. If he was by himself, he'll go up and dunk. Now he a guy you can throw the ball down on the block and get a bucket. And he always been a great finisher in traffic. And his presence on defense, man, he feel like the paint his. You can just tell how he his persona out there. He feel like anything coming in his paint belong to me. And you gotta, if you got an inside presence like that, and you got your wings like Brandon and Quinerly, you're gonna be hard to beat.
You mentioned a very important part. Last year, he seemed really timid unless he was by himself, which anybody can be a superstar by themselves. Now he's challenging everybody and anyone who dares come inside the paint. He's being so aggressive, and just having that dominating presence is just so incredible as far as how our offense flows. And defensively, my gosh, he's not the flashiest guy out there if you're looking down the stat sheet, but what he does as far as intangibles, there's not anybody yet who can match that.
Also, too, I want to say, I think a big turning point in the season in his growth too was one particular game when they played Gonzaga. So he went
Chris and I talked about it earlier.
And he played against Drew Timme, and when they played in Birmingham, and he played Drew Timme just as well as anybody in the country could have played him. Right. And I think that did a lot for his confidence, knowing he can go up against a guy that's a 3-4 time All-American, first team All-American, and he can have that kind of success. I think that really boosted his confidence to know he can play against anybody now.
Right.
Kennedy, I got a question. If Coach Oats called you and said, listen, we need you for this game versus San Diego State, how many points do you think you can give them?
Or how many minutes do you think you can give him?
That's going to be the question. 3 or 9.
You're still playing at the church league basketball, right? You still active?
We were. Man, I ain't played in like 4 months, man. Yeah.
Oh, 4 months, man.
Yeah, this is about the longest.
Like riding bicycle.
Man, I'm gonna use Ken in our teacher versus student game. I'm gonna bring him in as a ringer. Yeah,
that's the last time I played. It was an alumni game.
You Coach Winston?
Oh man, I need the whole ice bath after that
game. Yeah, man.
I want to get Chris thought because Chris, he's a basketball guru, just a sports guru analyst. Chris, kind of what are your thoughts regarding, Bama, the tournament, kind of some surprises, overall of the tournament?
Well, first off, it's crazy how 2 1 seeds are gone the first weekend.
Yeah.
Kansas kind of got a pretty
raw deal,
crappy draw because Arkansas was better than an 8-9 seed. You know what I'm saying? And then Fairleigh Dickinson, that's Purdue. Purdue is just I was never high on them because the guard play sucked.
They was hanging on all year.
Yeah, they've been suspect all year long. They've been real suspect. So I wasn't surprised by it. I was surprised that Fairleigh Dickinson did it because Fairleigh Dickinson really they didn't even win their conference. Merrimack won the conference, but Merrimack is in transition, so they were ineligible for postseason play.
Nice.
So they lost to a team that didn't even win their conference. and it was like a 20-15 record.
Right.
So I mean, like I've been watching, I watch all 300 some teams. I keep up with it, but Fairleigh Dickinson was a team that was unreliable. They were inconsistent, kind of like their conference version of Mississippi State. Like they were so inconsistent. Like they'll look good this game, and they'll but they never. In a million years, they're not supposed to be right here. That's why I think Florida Atlantic is going to blow them out of the water.
Yeah, they're gonna get punished. That team can get to the Elite Eight. They got a really good team. I've been watching them all year.
Yes, FAU is good, but back to Bama, it kind of reminds me of those teams. Like I saw it when we went in Houston and won that game. I said we may be on to something, and we kind of kept that going, and how we went through the SEC and how we've been blowing everybody out since Mississippi State in the SEC tournament. So my thought on it is there are a few teams that you look at and you can say that's a championship team right there, kind of like that North Carolina team with Raymond Felton and Ty Lawson some years ago back. I think it's 2008.
Yeah,
that team that Kentucky won with Anthony Davis. You knew that team was going to win the ship. Like, nobody was stopping them.
Them Florida teams?
Yeah, the Villanova team. The second one.
Arizona, back in the day, Mike Bibby.
Simon. Warren Dixon with Maryland. Like, teams like that, man, it seems like we have that type of team. You got that player, that star player, Brandon Miller. But the difference between this team and those other teams were, other than the North Carolina team and the Kentucky team, we have a couple of more potential NBA players on this team, to kind of. So if B. Miller's not going, you got guys like Kleiner who's going to play pro ball, who's going to step up and play pro ball. You got guys like Bediako who's going to get a look in the league just because of his defense alone. He's going to get a look in the league.
Oh, he's gonna play in the league.
There's no question.
Yeah, he's gonna play in the league. And then you have guys like I think there's a future pro. I think Riley Griffin's a future pro. I think by the time he leaves Bama, I think he's gonna be a future pro. Because his length and his ability to defend. And then Quinerly, I think Quinerly is gonna end up in somebody's camp.
Yeah.
He may end up playing overseas.
Yeah, if you cut down his turnovers, man, his ability to play in space.
Because man, come on, man, you got a guy like Peyton Pritchard from Oregon that's in the league. Like he can't hold Quinerly's jockstrap, man.
Right.
You know, you got a couple point guards in the league that are backup because I think the league is kind of short on point guard, especially guys like ball handlers like Quinerly, guys that can shoot the three. He's done ramped it up on his defense. And I think that he may be a future pro. I'm not saying he's going to start, but I think he's going to get a look.
Yes, and one thing about Quinerly, Quinerly is actually on schedule. He's really just now supposed to be coming around, you know what I'm saying, from his ACL from last year ago, so he really just now supposed to be getting into it, So we may not have seen our best ball from Quinerly yet,
Remember I was telling y'all a couple weeks ago about Quinerly. I said that's going to be the X factor in this tournament. It's Quinerly. He's going to be the X factor in the tournament. And I think that, man, when Quinerly is on, because you know what you're going to get out of Miller. You're going to get effort. You're going to get defense. You might not – some nights you're going to get at least 10 points. He's on one game where he didn't score 10 points. And that was Houston. But he scored in double figures. It's like going to be from the free throw line.
The first round.
He's going to get to the back. He's going to get to the besides the first round, yeah. He's going to get to the basket. And so you're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
Now, if you can get Sears going, along with him and Quinerly, you can get Sears and one guy like a Gurley or Burnett or
anyone else,
anybody else. And especially if Sears get going as that third option, man, you might as well cancel Christmas.
Yeah, if we get anyone else going, we
can cancel Christmas on it, man, because they play too good a defense.
Right, like we were talking about it in our production meeting. How Gary Dameson used to describe our football team. It's like we squeeze the other team, we squeeze them, until they pop. Like we did it in the Houston game. Houston gave us the best effort, until the end. Auburn, Arkansas, they gave us the best shot, and we just hung in there, squeeze them till eventually they pop. And that that's a compliment to our depth, that we have. And man, I really do see this team, get going deep into the tournament.
Because you look at the other side, the teams are losing, man. So it's wide open right now. We're the odds-on favorite. We're the odds-on favorite going to the tournament, but with Purdue gone and Kansas gone, man, that door really is open, man.
Yeah.
So Chris, I asked around the horn. I'll start with Chris. No, I'll start with Kennedy since he's our resident basketball star. Who do you think gonna be in the Final Four? What are your thoughts regarding? Is it gonna be a sleeper team like a Marquette, Xavier? What are your thoughts on the Final Four?
Shit, look like Marquette finna go down now. That's why I keep. They like they finna be out now.
We know Bama.
I think we can be there.
Yeah. Texas.
Texas playing really good. I think they can get there.
They can beat Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier.
Xavier. So I think Texas can get them though. Man, them other two spots. I really wouldn't be surprised if Florida Atlantic got them. I really wouldn't be surprised. They are really
good. They're good, man.
Like I wouldn't be surprised.
Everybody's writing down their bets right now.
Man, they got like a little, kind of easy. They got a easy one tonight. They should win. And I don't know who they play after that, but they got a team, man. They could have laid down against last team they play. I forgot who they just played. And man, they kept fighting and pulled it out, man. But all five positions, they real solid. They real, and they experienced. You can tell all those guys seniors.
Yeah,
they got a lot of experience. You can't count them as I got. You can't count them out.
Right,
man. They so lucky, man.
Yeah, they just it just seems like they just find a way to beat out here.
They're on the side with Kansas, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. They always catch a break somewhere, man. But hey,
they got a little tough. They got a little tough win tonight, but
UConn,
they should pull it out.
UConn.
Tough.
UConn.
Who you got, Chris? Let me hear yours.
I got Bama. If these boys are down 7 with a minute to go, look like Marquette about to go down.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna put Fowler behind Tennessee right there. I'm gonna put Fowler behind Tennessee because it looks like they have a easier draw right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go UConn and I'm gonna go Texas. Since Kansas is out, I'm going UConn my backup because I don't think Gonzaga could beat UConn because Gonzaga don't play defense. They can score with the best of them. They're the best scoring team in the country, but they don't play defense, and that's gonna come to hunt them at some point. When they play a team with an offense that gets hot, they're not gonna have an answer for it. I think Gonzaga is gonna last no more than 2 more games.
What about Houston? So you don't have Houston going to the Final Four?
I got Texas. I think Texas length is gonna bother Houston. I got Texas.
I don't know, man.
In a rugged man. I saw how Texas.
I think
I saw
Texas being out. I think they hurt Houston a lot.
Texas in the side with Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they really can't.
Houston,
Arkansas, they young, but man, they strapping, man.
Houston's in the Kansas State and Michigan State bracket.
Huh?
Houston's in the Kansas State and Michigan State bracket.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
I got one bracket that's 93%.
Houston's in Midwest.
Now Houston's in there with Texas. Houston is in there with Texas and with Texas.
Oh yeah, okay.
Miami, Xavier. Right. So they'll play the winner. Right. So Houston will play the winner of this Miami Indiana game in the Sweet 16.
Right.
And the winner of Xavier Texas game. That's why I say I think Texas is gonna get Houston in the Elite 8. Because I just think that Texas is so. I saw what they did to Kansas man twice. The last 2 times they played Kansas.
Texas is going to be a problem.
And Houston is not a long team. Houston is not a real long team. And Texas just, their bigs are so athletic, man. They 6'9", 6'10". They play defense. They're not the best shooting team in the world, but they can score. They can score now. But I think they can score better than San Diego State. But it's just how athletic they are, man. They're so athletic and just disruptive. Like smaller teams, they just kind of like what we do to them. And that's why I think it may be a clash. I think the only team that can knock Texas out, if Xavier doesn't do it, will be the winner of that UConn-Arkansas game. Because I think that's who's going to come out that side of the bracket.
I feel like we don't be surprised if you see Arkansas make it to the Final Four. They're peaking at the right time, and they're getting healthy at the right time. Yesterday, tremendous effort. I mean, even late in the game when they lost 2 of their best players, they still hung on and were able to overcome that adversity and pull that 1 point of victory out. But also keep your eye on Kansas State. Tremendous game today against Kentucky. Kentucky was leading, and all of a sudden they went to a scoring drought, and Marcus Noel just started lighting it up. They had no answer for him. I really like what Tang is doing over there, man. And they were picked to finish last this year. They only returned 2 starters from last year's team.
Keep your fingers crossed. St. Mary's up on UConn in the second half. So if that happen, we can go ahead and get UConn knocked out that tournament.
I want to get Houston out of it.
Hey, I want redemption and get from UConn after.
No, that's a no-go, man. He's a different animal.
That's the one team if I had to pick one out immediately, it'll be UConn. I
want to avoid UConn. I kind of want to avoid Creighton too. If we being honest,
I'm not worried about Creighton, but UConn.
If we had Avery Johnson, I just got a lot of PTSD from the Avery Johnson.
Yeah, that's what it
is. From Creighton, so I think we can handle them.
Well, before we start talking about what's ahead, let's talk about this San Diego State game. What are your concerns? Well, what do you think benefits us right now? We're actually 29-1 if we're able to score 70 points or more. And the last 5 games, we've been averaging 79 points, so that's in our favor. And we're actually holding teams to a low from shooting 2 to 41%. And as far as a concern for me, with any of these mid-major teams comes with the guys who've been together for 3-4 years. They have 7 seniors and 2 juniors. Experience means a lot. And just like Maryland, how they make their money is on the defensive side. So if they can kind of make life difficult as far as our shooting goes, it may be a little bit closer than the experts say. Well, I guess not. The experts are actually predicting us to win by 6, so it's a little bit closer than we probably would like it to be.
You on mute, Chris?
Well, I'm taking Bama by double digits.
Well, I'll break this down real quick for you. San Diego State, I watched them all year. They're a defensive team. They're a poor man's Houston. Like very aggressive on the defensive end, athletic. They're a little bigger than Houston, a little longer, but they don't shoot it nowhere near as good as Houston does. And that's their problem. Like their lead scorer averages 13. He's a 6'4" transfer from Cal, lefty. Kind of remind you of like a Shackford almost, but a little taller. And that's who's going to be on Brandon Miller. And I think that's where we're going to exploit that mismatch. I'm trying to put that 6'4" kid on Brandon Miller. But they go 5'10". The point guard's 5'10". Their 2 is, I think, 6'2". Then they go 6'4". Then they go 6'7". Then they go 6'10". Then their backups off the bench. They got a boy that's about 6'9", 240. That kind of worries me off the bench. He's tough. So I just hope whoever our second unit with Bediako is, will be able to hold up against them. But they don't score it well. They play elite defense. But my thing is, we play elite defense also, but we score it well. So we just shoot it halfway decent. We should win going away double figures. And that's how I think it's going to be. I think we're going to be up for this one. It's going to be a defensive slugfest, but I think we're just going to be able to make more shots than that. And I think we'll win by double digits.
Plus, at the end of the day, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Breaking news. We have Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
Right.
I tell you, man. Yeah. Brandon Miller.
I think Bama can't. The one thing that could hurt them is they can't get caught up in letting San Diego State dictate the pace. They want to play a game in the 50s, low 50s, low 60s, and if it's in that range, it's gonna be, it can go either way.
Maryland tried last night, you know.
So if Bama can, you know, it's gonna be a chess match in the beginning, first probably 10 minutes of the first half.
But let me tell you this though, you know, Maryland tried, but the thing is, when you try to do that, you know, when you try to milk the clock against us, you know, them last 10 seconds of the shot clock, it comes really difficult to find a shot, and that's going to wear you down. You know what I'm saying? When you have to struggle so much on the offensive end, it's going to wear you down. So I don't think
they can only do it for so long. You know,
right?
I mean?
So long.
Like I said, if Bama scoring, it's going to be depending if they're gonna try to slow the game down. So if Bama scoring, you can't play slow down. No more.
Yeah, you can't play slow down. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you know, as long as they keep their style of play, and you know, but Bama can play both. They can play fast and they can play slow. So that's the good thing. So if you want to make it a hard-court game, you can't match the players Bama have in a hard-court set. You know?
Right.
It's really, you know what I mean? So, you know, it don't really matter what kind of game they try to get it into, but they're going to try that.
They're going to try it.
And it's going to be depending on a lot to how the refs officiating the game.
Right.
They're going to let them bump in the hole, let it be a physical game. All they're going to play a factor too. So
just
long we have Doug show.
Long they don't use the refs that we had at Tennessee where they let them play tackle football.
Oh, yeah.
You saw what Tennessee did to Duke yesterday. They were holding and grabbing. Yeah. Oh, they were horrible yesterday.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch up with them. With Tennessee, he's gonna catch up with them at some point. All that holding and grabbing, he's gonna catch up with them.
See, it's like when you got a reputation of being that type of team, the refs tend to let you get away with a little bit more.
Right.
You know, like your Tennessee, your Houston, your San Diego State, they known for being physical teams, so they're gonna let you do a little more, you know, checking when you coming through the lane and all that type of stuff. So
right.
It depends. Like I said, you're gonna do that for so long until, you know, It wears down.
Just about to shoot your lights out. Well, Marquette's gone. Scratch my bracket. Burn it. Go burn my bracket. I had them boys in all the Final Four and all my brackets.
Here you go, Chris.
Honestly, I feel like our biggest opponent right now is ourselves.
That's what I was going to say.
Not turn the ball over, avoid slow starts, come out the gate like we have these past several games, just on fire. Like Kennedy said, dictating the pace of the game.
Right.
I feel like if we can avoid the things that have been burning us in the past, I don't feel like a team can match up with us. Biggest thing is, like y'all said over and over again, is just the depth. There's just no one that can match that right now. And Kennedy, I want to go back to your Elite Eight run. How much does this team remind you, is depth-wise, to what you guys were putting on the floor? Because if you weren't on, Ernest Shelton was on. If Ernest wasn't on, you had Petway. It just was back and forth, back and forth.
Chuck was on.
And Chuck Davis, which is eerily similar to what Charles Bediako is doing right now. But
they have a team that now that you bring it up, they really have a team really similar to what we had. You can say you can I don't think he quite got there yet, but he's coming now. He on the offensive end, Bediako and Chuck. At this point, Chuck was a more polished offensive player, but
I'm thinking
Bediako much better defensive player and stuff. And he's bigger.
I'm thinking Clowney.
I'm
thinking Clowney or Gurley with Chuck. As far as Chuck, I'm thinking more Clowney or Gurley.
Yeah,
because they're ahead offensively to Bediako.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably compare at that time Jamario and Bediako.
Oh yeah,
you could compare them long, shot blockers, can throw down to get a bucket. You can compare those two. You can put me and Brandon Miller, similar style. What the boy?
Petway and Quinerly.
It's like
him and Petway. So you got options at all 5 positions like we had on that team. So that's beneficial in that tournament style of play. You got, like I said, if I'm off, Ernest can get it going. Ernest off, Petway can get it going. Then off the bench, we got Emmett Thomas. We got Evan come in and give you some good minutes. We had, we was deep. We was kind of deep. You know what I mean? So, like I said, unless you really ran into like what we did, ran into UConn. 10 first-round draft picks. It ain't no team like that in the tournament. All the good ones got knocked out already. They could have potentially had that. So, it's wide open for them.
Man. That UConn team shot the ball that day. Every time we get beat, set 3-point records on us.
I know. Yeah. I got a question for you, Kennedy. Elite Eight, what was like the game day routine for the team? Give us a quick rundown of what that was like.
Nothing really changed for us. Going into it, I mean, it's pretty much the same routine for pretty much any game. It was just it wasn't at the beginning. That season was so crazy, man. Like we was almost kind of like, I guess you say Kansas State. We picked to finish last. I was really the only returning starter. I didn't start because I only played half the year, my freshman year. So I was the only guy. Petway had some experience, but I was really me and him was the only two who had any type of real game experience. So we wasn't picked to do much. You know what I mean? So and the year started, we was up and down. Then toward the end, we hit a run, and we kind of started believing. I think after we beat Stanford, it wasn't really surreal to us no more. We was like, okay, we belong here now. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like the lights was too big for us. We just ran into the wrong team. And that's really what happened to us.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just preparing for you pretty much gonna go through the same routine more or less. You ain't really nothing different you're gonna do.
Yeah. I was wondering why we couldn't run to Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State. On that side, we had to end up on the UConn side.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, not even just UConn. Look, we faced before getting to UConn.
Syracuse.
We had the
champions from the
Stanford was number one in the whole bracket.
Yeah.
We had to beat Stanford. Then Syracuse was defending champs. Then we ran into the UConn. And Southern Illinois went down to the buzzer. They wasn't those, trash team. Like you beat
Not
them
at
at the
all.
buzzer. So yeah, that was a we was a hell of a bracket we was in.
You could, Lord Jesus. So
That's-
you the one. Hey, the Final Four would have been a cakewalk from the Final Four. Then y'all be
no kidding.
Cakewalk.
I want to highlight something Justin talked about. You know, I think the only thing that can hurt this Bama team are themselves. You know, I want to make sure. You know, I think Coach Oats does a great job with the mindset, the mentality, and I just want these guys to go out there and keep that hunger, keep that dog. And, you know, when teams try to, you know, get physical, you know, not lose their poise and just go out there and grind it out, man. Take it one game at a time, you know. And I think if they do that, man, I think we'll be cutting the nets down towards the end of the season.
And the thing, man, the thing that sits well with me is, like, if we can't get it going offensively like last night, if we can't get it going offensively, like our defense is so good that it's going to create turnovers. It's kind of like like you jump starting a car. Like our defense are those wipers, those that you put on to jump start your car. The defense gets the offense jump start like last night. You get a few turnovers, you get the running. You hit a transition three, so now you're like, you know what I'm saying? It's like now it's like, here we go. And I'm waiting for Sears. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a transition three that Sears is gonna hit. It's gonna change the outlook for the rest of the tournament. So once he hits that transition three, it's gonna be over with. He's gonna catch 5 from there.
That's a big X factor for me. Just waiting for Sears to show up, because if Sears shows up and he's on fire, it's going to ignite everyone else, and it's going to be all she wrote for the people on the other end of the court.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think one of the things that's in our favor right now is the fact of how much adversity we faced this year. You know, on the court, but also off the court, having to deal with all that, and not going into too much detail as to what's going on. If you need to know what's going on, just go on Twitter, because they're still talking about everything. But being able to face all that every day, not just in the newspapers, but every single press conference being asked about it, it shows a lot of resiliency from these guys to be able to compartmentalize all these needless distractions. Normal person probably would have broke them mentally. These guys have a certain strength about them that is just unparalleled.
I agree. I think they have a we all we got mentality, unselfish mentality. I think they kind of embraced the villain role. You know, having so much drama surround the program or whatever you want. I think they use that as motivation to go out there and put it on the court and go dominate. So I just want them to keep it up, you know, just keep it rolling, and let's go get this thing done, man.
I think it's because we got a common present veterans. Veteran presence. Yeah. You think about it. That's a veteran presence. Veteran presence. You think about it. Gurley was a three-time SoCon first. You know, SoCon all SoCon. You know, Gurley is in his 5th year. Quinerly is in his 5th year. Welch is in his 4th or 5th year. You know what I'm saying?
Sears in what, 4th year?
Who?
Sears
is redshirt junior, 3rd year. Redshirt sophomore.
No, he's in his. I thought they introduced him.
He's a sophomore. Sears got 2 more years eligibility, but he might be in his 3rd year though. I'm not sure if he redshirted at Ohio, but I know they call him a sophomore, so he's a sophomore. Then you got a guy that was at another school like that played on a Namiri Burnett that was on a good Texas Tech team before he transferred. You know what I'm saying? They had to sit out a year and was able to watch everything from the side for a year. Then you have guys that's been in the fire, like Bediako has been in the fire. So those guys right there are able to constantly, like what we did. Like Matt will tell you, when we played ball, the guy came as a freshman. We gave Proto all the confidence in the world. We were like, Pro, man, you can do this. You good, bro. Like once you let a freshman know that they can play at that level, and you instill that type of confidence in them, and then they take it and run with it, man. And it's like that's what it seems like these freshmen have done, especially Clowner. He's taking it because I wasn't expecting it from Clowner, just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting what Clowner was doing to be coming from Pringle. You know, not so much as the threes, but I mean, as far as the production, the points, the everything, I thought that was going to be Pringle. And in the preseason, when we started hearing about Clowney, that was a pleasant surprise to me because I wasn't expecting it from Clowney. I already knew what Brandon Miller was going to do. I didn't expect it to be this, but I knew he was going to be an impact freshman. Mm-hmm. And then so just to have those veterans around talking to him every day, like, hey man, you got this, and constantly in their ear. You don't see them bickering. You don't see them like you might see Brandon Miller. He even take charge. He got like, get on y'all. You know, he'll get on them. Or Gurley. I've seen Gurley take charge of a huddle before on a timeout. So it's like it's kind of like a professional environment, minus the selfishness. Because I think a lot of the NBA guys, some of them are selfish, you know. But as far it's more of a business-like approach. Because I think Nate Oats took a lot from Nick Saban as far as how he approaches everything in a business-like manner. And those teams, they operate in a business-like manner.
And I think he took some from Tom Izzo too. You know, I think being under Izzo, coming up from that area. You look at the Spartans right now; it's like they made for March. You know what I'm saying?
16. This is 16-1. 16.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run. So it's Alabama. I want to get back to Brandon Miller. So they're talking about the NBA. The article came out saying he's probably the prospect coming off the board behind Winnie Noble, whatever his name is. I want to ask you guys, what do y'all think would be a best fit for Miller at the next level? You hear a lot about the Houston Rockets or whatnot, but I think a great fit for him would be somebody like a David West with the Clippers will look at a Brandon Miller, look at the, similarities to a young, like a Kobe almost. I think he would want to trade up and try to get him into that Clippers uniform early. You know what I'm saying?
So if he goes to the Clippers, what you put Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, he gonna never play.
Kawhi low management anyway, so
you thought you gonna take the low management game.
When you make $200 million,
you let Miller take them low.
Hey, Miller gonna get drafted by Spurs. Pop gonna take him underneath his wings. He gonna be another DeMar DeRozan as far as that trajectory. He's gonna be a star in a low market, in a non market, like Charlotte. He's gonna be a star, and then he's gonna end up that second contract. He's gonna sign with the Lakers. He's gonna be some big time organization. He's gonna sign with. But I'm telling you, he's gonna be the Spurs, man.
What about you, Kennedy?
Man, that's the most difficult part about being a top 3 pick or top 5 pick or whatever, is that you go into a team that
the Wizards.
Oh my goodness.
Wizards not bad, man.
Now, kind of think about it. The Wizards would be a lot better fit than
with Bill.
Houston, Houston will be the worst thing he can do to go there because
too much selfishness.
Yeah, they all playing. It's like a GG League team. They all playing for themselves.
Yeah,
they all play the same position. It'll be a mess. Like at least with the Wizards, Bradley Beal probably on his way out. He done declined drastically. And you got Kuzma, you got Porzingis, you got a little nucleus out there. He can kind of step in and play.
Orlando.
Spurs,
I was actually going to say that.
But too many players that play like him though. It's
like
they draft the same players every year. Like,
yeah.
What would you say about a team like Miami?
He'll be gone.
He'll be a good fit.
He'd be a good fit. I think he'd be a good fit with Miami.
They're gonna be in the playoffs though. They won't. They won't be able to get him. They're gonna be all the bad teams.
Hey,
Miami, unless they got somebody pick or something, they're gonna be at the bottom.
Look, what about OKC with Sly Gill and Giddey?
Gill Alexander, yeah.
And Giddey. Oh my God!
Who you gonna move?
I think the Knicks gonna.
They got so many players that play the 3. That's the thing. Like, who you gonna move?
Small ball 4, man. Like the Lakers do it. Small ball 4. Hey, or Portland with Dame.
Or the Knicks.
You got Simon. It is.
Yeah, I trade Simon and get some help. I trade Simon.
Trade who?
Anthony Simons.
Trey
I move
Simons.
Simons. If I was to get Brandon Miller, I'd move Simons to get some assets.
Look at Winston.
You ain't trade no 20-point game score for a potential.
No. I'm saying to get some assets. Because if you're gonna bring in the Miller, you can bring in some, you know what I'm saying, some more because they're not winning with them.
They ain't winning just because they ain't no good.
Simply.
It's just dang. I mean, in 30 days, it's gonna be interesting how that thing play out because it's like these teams, man, they draft the same players over and over. Like Orlando, the last 5 years, Orlando done drafted the same hybrid 4-man. They all end up being the same.
Man, look, man, take it from me. I understand. Take it from me as a lifelong Knicks fan.
Hey, Ken, what were you about to say?
I don't want to watch the draft anymore.
What you was about to say about San Antonio?
He could play though. But they trying to get the French dude.
Oh yeah.
They I mean, they probably gonna get to know. I mean, it ain't, I don't think they did the lottery thing yet, but if they get the number one pick, they gonna get Wembyana.
Who Indiana?
The Pacers?
Yeah, whatever his name is, yeah.
Indiana?
No, the French guy.
No. I'm talking about another team like Indiana. What if one of those other teams get it? Because it's never the team with the worst record. They always end up with the first pick. If
he go to Indiana, they just drafted the guy from Arizona last year. Man,
the ball hog dude.
Yeah, he got a pretty good rookie year. Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict.
It's like, man, really to have that success, man, you got to now to go to the perfect situation, man.
Yeah. Okay, see.
Yeah. I wish like he better suited for a playoff caliber team than one of these teams that like he could help the Lakers right now. He could go and play with the Lakers. And if they move something. Like he'll be a huge help, but a Phoenix or something, if they did, a backup for KD and Booker, a good team, like that's what he'll learn the most, but he ain't gonna make it that far because they at the bottom of the draft.
God dog, man. Hey,
it's like he gonna come in and be on top of somebody they drafted a year before, and 2-3 years go by. Now they got to figure out which one they want to keep and all this stuff. It's ridiculous.
I tell you what, Jason Tatum pissed me off one more time in these playoffs. I'm gonna be ready to move.
I think on they about if they don't do nothing, if they don't win it this year, which I don't think they will anyway. They're gonna break it up, because Brown taking over anyway. Yeah, but they'll move Brown before they move Tatum.
Yeah, of course. They'll move Brown and Smart before they move on. They move on Tatum. Tatum like the corner.
I was looking at the standings, and what about Detroit?
Pistons?
Yeah.
The Pistons got Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
They just got Cunningham. He a ball hog.
He more a point guard though. They got him.
My list would be like the Sixers with him, Embiid.
Oh my God.
Tyrese Maxey. That would be a good situation.
They're going to trade Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time for him to go anyway.
Yeah.
It's time to buy Harris to go. Toronto. But
They're
Toronto got the same thing. Hey, what they got? Toronto got the same thing.
Every team got the same low.
In positionless basketball today, you know what I'm saying? You can have, multiple wings, long wings, you know what I'm saying? I actually think in Detroit, him and Cade Cunningham, they would complement one another. You know?
They and come to think about it, they may be, because I know they're gonna be high in the draw because they done lost almost every game. So
they got the worst record in the NBA.
So they probably be up there to be able to get them.
Yeah.
I think he should go over that number 2 than the other little guard, the little 6'2" guard. He should
I saw Scoot in high school. He played right here. Lee County played right here in the post.
But
they come a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
6'2" guard.
Yeah. You ain't come across too many 6'9" two guards that proven what they can do.
Yeah.
You know, G League almost kind of like A's, man. Like you know, you out there hooping.
I think I could average 4 points in the G League.
From the free throw line. Hey, put me in overtime elite, Ken. Set me up in that corner, boy, like at the ring. You remember?
No. All my 4 points gonna come from the free throw line. I have a couple of head fakes.
You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna go to the Alabama NBA team, the Pelicans. You're gonna get drafted by the Pelicans.
Yeah, the Pelicans gonna be way down there.
It'll be number Bama.
Pelicans gonna be way down there, man. I don't want to go to Pelicans. They don't even play Kyra enough for me.
No, but listen, we kind of winding down things, kind of run out of time. Let's go ahead and go around the room and let's give some predictions. What Alabama's going to do next? Score of the Alabama-San Diego State game, and how far at this point do you feel Alabama's going to go? Start out with our guest, Kennedy.
I think they beat San Diego State, and I think it's gonna be a little closer early, but they'll pull away from them like they did against Maryland. Like I said, I think they can go all the way, man. I don't really see what's left, even if all the rest of the team is still in. I mean, they probably the most complete team, top to bottom, especially that's left. So, I mean, I think they can go all the way. I think they can go all the way. I really do.
Okay. Chris?
Well, I'm thinking that Bama, like Ken said, I think we're gonna, San Diego State, we their Super Bowl, so they're gonna jump out early. But I just think they're gonna get tired offensively trying to get shots to work. I don't think they reach 60, and I don't think they score more than 60. And I think we suffocate them. We're gonna suffocate them. We're gonna beat them, and then I think that's when we're gonna have a matchup. I think Creighton's gonna take out Princeton. I think Creighton's gonna beat Baylor today, and I think Creighton's gonna take out Princeton. We have a knockdown drag out with Creighton in the Elite Eight, and then I think they'll move us to the Final Four to where we play the winner of UConn and Texas for it all. I predict Houston to get beat in the Elite Eight by Texas. I predict Houston not to make it to Houston.
Okay.
Wow. I got I got Bama. I think the San Diego State game gonna be a big challenge at first. I think we'll pull away, make the adjustments, get the right personnel. I think having it being in Louisville, I think it benefits us more so than them coming out away from California. I think we'll be able to pull away, probably win by 8, 10 points, 12 points, and I just think we're going to have a matchup with Creighton. I think that's going to be a different type of dogfight that's going to really, challenge us. But I think once we get past that round, that game, I think that's going to propel us to, really get to the Final Four and cut down the nets at the end. So I got Bama, baby.
All right.
Okay.
Final whistle, Dan.
Hey, man, look, I got Bama in a close game that gets ugly at the end, 73-51. That's the score now. That's the final score. Write it down.
Man, that was score for last night.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the same game.
Let's go for last night.
Hey, look, you had your time. Let me have mine, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, 73-51. Write it down. You try to hog up all my minutes.
Yeah.
He won't let me say it. Bama 73, San Diego State 51. Same exact score. But, man, I see us going all the way, facing either UConn or Texas. But at the end, we know we're gonna play our best game. I got us winning it all. Final whistle, Dan said it first. Now,
actually, Kennedy said that we're going all the way. So
yeah,
you're second.
But
I like the passion.
Football and basketball.
But I'll tell you.
But
write it down.
Football and basketball, we winning both of them this year.
I already ordered my shirt, my championship shirt. So
for me, it's in terms of winning this game. One, avoid what put us out the last Sweet 16 we were involved in. Make your free throws. That was the difference between winning and losing against UCLA 2 years ago. Missing 15 of those. 15 of those. So, yeah, just avoid the things that's going to beat ourselves, like we talked about earlier. I feel like the Alabama should win 76-55. I see us going to the national championship game playing Texas. That's where I stand. All right. Before we close up shop, let's go around the room, talk about what's up next for everybody, where people can find you in social media, all that good stuff. And we'll take Kennedy for last since he's our guest of honor. And since Dan's always getting interrupted, we'll let Dan start it off.
Hey, man, there you go. You see it. You see the handle, man. Final Whistle Dan on Twitter. I'm up to 6 followers, I think. Hey, let's start somewhere. Man, it's been a good year on social media for me lately. Facebook. I joined Facebook,
Christian Mingle,
Twitter, all the other stuff. But hey, business opportunities, I use LinkedIn for that. But hey, here every week, you find me. This is my spot outside of work. So catch me on the show.
5 of them his employees.
And the rest are us.
That's right.
He's making moves. Matt Cadell, what's going on with you,
man?
What's this week's promo code on your OnlyFans? I'm on Christian Mingle this week. My handle is Psalm 69. Hit me up.
Oh my
goodness. Just messing with you. But nah, man. Hit me up at hit me up Football University tomorrow night. But at the end of the day, it's the final whistle. That's what we hear about. So I want Bama to roll, get us to the title. So, but I just had to give y'all a little entertainment.
Hit that like button.
Yes, everybody watching, hit like and subscribe in the comment section. Show us some love.
Make me relevant.
Make Dan relevant. Make him go viral.
Give him 12 followers.
When I blow up, I see y'all in public, man. I won't act funny. I'm the same old final whistle Dan.
You said Publix or Public?
Yeah, Publix.
Anywhere, if you see me in public.
Hey, y'all crazy. Hey, you can find me on Facebook, Chris K. James Sr. On Instagram at CK J Senior 32, and on Twitter at Coach Chris James. And you can find my OnlyFans third and long.
Kenny, that leaves you. Please tell me you don't have an OnlyFans.
No, man, you got my no OnlyFans, no Christian Mingle, none of that.
Thank you.
He is going for 3.
Facebook, Kennedy Winston, Instagram, Mr_Winston_3. I ain't never really on Twitter much. I ain't been on Twitter a couple years. Snapchat, KWin3. They're my main platform. I be on that most time I can. Mainly browse. I post here now, but mainly browsing, man. But hit me up anytime. I'm always on. That's pretty much it for me.
The tickler, that Dan name, the tickler. Dan being modest right now.
Okay, apple bottom.
Is that your new promo code?
Apple bottom. Boy, you still wearing that at you. Apple bottom.
The crazy thing is there's people in the audience right now who are frantically searching for y'all on OnlyFans.
You in the swing, the little swing and damn profile.
Hey, Chris, do you still have those cut off Guess jeans?
Oh, they
Those
look
cut
like
off Guess Daisy Dukes.
wait. So Chris went around looking like the Black John Cena.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Dan get out the shower, trying to look like the Rock, but he got taco meat. He got taco meat right here. So.
Yeah, I now have a theme for my next nightmares. Thank you, guys. Man, as far as this channel, listen, guys, we got a lot going on besides OnlyFans promotions. we're a Christian network, anointed. The Bama Standard, if y'all are not aware, the live show has moved from Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel to this channel from now on. So please catch us live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, with me, former Alabama linebacker Marvin Constant, two-time national championship running back Bo Scarborough, who's also the face of the USFL, which starts next month, comedy legend Steve Brown, and the hottest analyst on the street, Stephen M. Smith. Also, Bo Scarborough's show, The Developmental Focus Points, on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, starring Bo Scarborough, Blake Sims, Christian Jones, and Trent Richardson when he's not late. It's pretty cool. A couple of videos that have been uploaded. Just want to get everybody's attention now. Our interview with Darren Mustin is now available on this channel. Great show. Go back and check that out. Gives you some insight on Kevin Steele and a hilarious story about Nick Saban and showing his ass. Literally, you need to check that out if you missed that. Also, too, just released the Ahmad Galloway tribute episode. If you missed it during its initial air, no worries. Go and check that out. And just like the original show, any proceeds that are donated via Super Chat or the thanks button, you'll see that appear down low. There's a thanks button, and you can click on that and donate however much you want. Any proceeds will be going to Ahmad Galloway's Children's College Fund. So we will not see any of it. So please encourage everybody to donate to that worthy cause. It's a sad situation. Unfortunately, he left us too early. But yeah, definitely check out what we got going on this channel, the hottest Bama contents on YouTube. But yeah, that's all I got. Matt, you want to close us out?
Hey, check us out next week. Hopefully Bama will be headed to the Final Four. So roll tide to all the Bama fans. Hit that like, subscribe. It's been another episode of the Final Whistle with the legend Kennedy Winston, Chris James, Final Whistle Dan, and Justin Riley, and myself, Matt Goodell. Let's go, Bama. Let's go get us to the Final Four. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yes, sir. Roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll tide.